All right, all right. So welcome back to Studio 39, aka the Bear Cave. I'm Rob Odie, and this is Spotlight 39. Coming to you live just like we do pretty much every Monday through Thursday at or around 8 p.m. Nonetheless, man, I had my man Pat Ricard on the show yesterday. If you haven't checked it out, tap in. It's definitely one to watch. He goes through a lot of recruiting advice. He shares his story on how he made it to the NFL, even after being super under recruited. So anything's possible, man. If you got a dream, let's make it a reality. All right. Spotlight 39, that's what it's all about. Comment down below. Tell me who you want to have on the show. Subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Most importantly, comment during this broadcast. Show my man some love, and I'm going to bring it up on the screen, all right? So now that all that stuff's out the way, man, let's learn a little bit about you. Tell me who you are, where you're from, what you do, and we'll go from there. The floor is yours, my man.
Trevian Thompson, that's a 23, D lineman and O lineman.
Okay, so we broke up a little bit, man, so I'm going to let you run that one back. So what was the name again?
Thompson,
Okay,
class of
so
23.
fantastic, fantastic. Class of 23, D line, uncommitted, right? So you're sitting at 6'3", about 280 pounds, man. You know, a big young man at an early age. You got a super bright future already. But nonetheless, let's talk a little bit about football, right? Let's talk about, what your football season looked like this past fall when you got to suit up and actually go out there and go play some ball. What went well for you? What did you recognize as something that, you felt good about coming out of the season?
Well, as going into the season, we was ranked number one in the state, but we fell short in the championship game to the Jeanette Jayhawks. It was a big upset.
Okay. So for you, statistically, what would you, what would you say is something that you felt good about, man? Or even, fundamentally, was it your footwork? Was it your hands, explosiveness? What kind of sets you apart from the guy beside you?
It's like my footwork and like I'm not letting nobody hitting me from feeding my family, so I got to go hard every play.
Okay, okay. So are you working with any, coordinators or coaches, outside of football, outside of your, football, staff at the school? Do you have anybody in your camp? Do you attend any academies or anything like that?
Yeah, yes. Shout out to my trainer George. He gets me right, and I'm gonna get with X Team Development this summer too. Help me
Okay.
with my hands, feet work.
Good deal, man. So you're already getting the puzzle pieces put together, right? So you're starting to build up, a support group, somebody that's, some folks that are gonna help you perfect your craft that much more, which is super exciting, man. Do you have any camp, combines, showcases, any of that coming up?
Yes. There's just one camp I'm attending. They sent me an invite. It's like Clarion University or something like that,
Okay.
and like yeah, I think.
Okay, so we got a camp coming up. Um, so let's do this, man. Let's think about what you want to get better at, right? So obviously you're going to be working with some coaches and some coordinators, trainers, and all that good stuff this off season. So what is it that you're going to focus on that you really want to improve your game at?
Well, like I had cool with my hands last. I want to work with my hands and more feet work, get explosive off the ball, stuff like that.
Okay, so uh, you know, with that, man, let's kind of transition. So we had a pretty solid football season, right? You got some coaches and some coordinators, trainers, that you're about to link up with and that you already are linked up with. So you got a lot of good things going, in your favor. Let's talk a little bit about the classroom, man. Do you hit the books like you hit the field?
Oh yes, sir. I got 3.4.
Okay.
Maintain that this year. I had a three. I ended off the year last year with a 3.3. I could have did better. I could have did better.
Yeah, for sure. But look, man. So sitting at a 3.4, you got the academics, you got the skill set, you got the body, man. Like I said, you're a big dude for class of 23, man. So you pick, you kind of put all those pieces together, and that equals the recruiting process. Obviously, you're still young. It's still early in your process, but what has your recruiting process looked like to this point? Have you had conversations? Do we have any blessings? What does it look like?
Yes, I had a lot of conversations with a lot of coaches, but Iowa been showing me a lot of love lately. That's who, and IUP been sending me a lot of letters,
Okay.
stuff like.
So when you say you're getting a lot of love from You sound like you said Iowa.
Yes.
Okay, so already on the radar of some pretty big programs, right? And once those conversations kind of come to surface, hopefully you get an offer out of it, and then obviously it's a domino effect from there, typically, which would be pretty exciting. But when they reached out to you and they started showing you some love, man, did they hit you on Twitter? Did they go through your school, coaches, parents? How did you get in contact with them?
Well, it was my coach, because my coach, he kept like nagging at us. He was like, "We gotta do better, fellas. We gotta do better." And he was like, "The Iowa coach hit me up. He says, I'm gonna put down a few names." And he took me to the side. He's like, "You're gonna be one of them." I was like, "Okay, coach." I just made me keep working.
Okay. So look, a lot of great things, man. I'm loving what I'm hearing. I'm loving what I'm hearing, which is great news. Great news. So let's do this, man. Let's stop talking about football. Let's stop talking about you as a student athlete, man. Because I think the film don't lie, right? Obviously, your size doesn't lie. I think you got a lot of great things going for you, in your favor. But let's transition away from the field and let's transition to you as a person. So when you're not playing football, when you're not working out, when you're not thinking about football, man, who are you outside of the game? What do you like to do? What are you involved with? All that good stuff.
Uh, I love playing basketball with my boys, especially my boy Zoe Lonzo. He's probably on here. Lonzo Wade. Shout out to my boy.
Okay. So we play some
And
basketball.
I love sneakers. I do love sneakers. I got some cool kicks on my feet right now.
Okay. So with the kicks, man, what's your go to pair or what's your most prized possession when it comes to the shoe collection?
I'm not gonna lie, it was Jordans at first, but Nike's coming with some heat.
Okay. So what do you think
They
about
come,
those little Nas X, 666 Nike, those are next level, man. For me, not my taste.
crazy.
But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It's not my flavor. I love the look of the shoe, but I don't necessarily love what it stands for.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
He's just crazy.
It's a little different, but nonetheless, I'm sure he'll sell out. There's got to be a following out there for something, right? But all is well, man. So let's do this. Let's peel back the onion a little bit more, right? So you play basketball, right? You're a little bit of a sneakerhead. What's the go-to playlist that's in your ear when you're, getting ready to go to war with your brothers? Game night, Friday night lights. What's in your ears, getting you hyped?
I say a little bit of Rod Wave and the baby.
Okay,
The-
and that's what gets you hyped out when they get you ready to go to war.
right, right.
Okay, okay, good deal, man. Do you do any charitable events? Any community involvement? I know with COVID, man, a lot of that's limited, but I figured I'd throw it out there anyway.
Yeah, I help with this little rec league down in Manessa, PA.
Okay,
It's like a little basketball center. It gets live down there.
that's cool, man. And I'm sure is it a lot of youth, younger folks than you?
Yep.
Yeah, man. So, I say it time and time again on the show, but anytime that you can be involved with, younger kids, they tend to look up to the student athletes as superheroes, especially football players, right? If you're a
Right.
high school football player, man, they want to be just like you. So anytime that you can be a positive influence, I think that's super great. So keep doing what you're doing, man. So, look, I appreciate you taking the time. I apologize. I was a little bit late. But nonetheless, we got through it. We got the world to see a little bit about who you are, man, and hopefully, this just gains your exposure, right? Just adds to your tool belt of weapons per se, right, for your recruiting process. But let's do this. Let's close this thing out with the same question I do every single time, all right? And that question is what motivates and what drives you to want to wake up tomorrow and be that much more successful than you were today?
My mother and my sisters. As long I see, I see what my mom go through. Like she had 6 kids. She wakes up every day, clothes on her back, and like sometimes she struggles and stuff like that. To see her, she's the strongest lady in my family, and like she do it. Even if she don't got it, she find a way to get it. That's what makes me get up every day, go hard in the gym whenever I do school.
I love it, man. I love it. So look, I'm sure mom's probably your biggest supporter, right? Biggest cheerleader, rightfully so. Make mom proud. Continue to make mom proud. Continue to do big things. I think you got a super bright future, man. So let's do this. Let's stay in contact. Let's run this back throughout your career, man. I forgot to turn my notifications off, but it's all good. It's the end of the show. I'm Rob Odie. This was Spotlight 39. Coaches, put this young man on your radar. Give him those eyes, man. That's what it's all about. I appreciate your time, my man. Stay safe, stay healthy. Let's stay in contact. All right.
You too.